Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different than what we normally do. I feel like a lot of things have recently come to light, come to fruition, and just been released recently. And for a lot of these things, I just don't really agree with the popular opinion. So for today's video, we're going to switch it up and we're going to be doing just some general unpopular opinions. Just overall some things that I have been wanting to get off my chest for a very long time.
Hey, I just also wanted to put it out there that these, again, are my opinions. And to please be civil in the comments below because I know some of you are going to be mad about what I'm about to say. Feel free to disagree with me, but I'm not going to be fighting for my life in the comments, so if you try it, you're going to be arguing with yourself.
So just sit back, relax, and let's talk some good shit. But really quick, if you're new around here, I really encourage you to subscribe because we have a good time around here. And if you have been here for a while, let me know down in the comments what you think about these kind of videos. We are approaching like the end of summer, beginning of the fall really. Like school has started up for me again. And I feel like this summer, we really got fed with just general content, whether that be music, shows, drama, like all of it. Like we were very well fed this summer, and I think it's because since like the world is starting to slowly open up again, people are back on their antics and want to remind all of us that they are very much still here. And that could really be a good or a bad thing, depending on who the person is, because I feel like a lot of artists like put out some form of work this summer, and like some of the music was cute, but overall I would say like the music this summer was like okay. Like I just feel like there was not a like song of the summer per se. Like there was not like a definite like song of the summer. Like you know how in like past years like you can like tell like, oh yeah, that was the song of the summer. It may not be good or popular, but like there could be like a common recognition of like, yes, this is like the song that captures the entire summer. The only one that I can think of like off the top of my head, which is like very bad, is like in like 2014, I don't know when this song came out, but like Despacito.
You need to leave!
Yeah, I didn't even know why I said that. Like, that's really embarrassing. Like, I could have said actually anything else. Like, the better option, the only option, really, to explain this would be like WAP by Megan Grady. Like, sorry, that's embarrassing. We're not starting off great.
Alright, these are horrible examples. I don't want you to think badly of my music taste. Like songs like that you just like can't escape. Like on some It's Keon shit, like you can't escape it, like no matter where you go. Like you are fighting for your life to try and escape this song. There just wasn't anything like that this summer, I don't think. And I'm not really sure if that's because of like the abundance of music that dropped, because if you think about it, so many artists drop like not even just singles, like full-length albums this summer. But like if you ask me to like think back to any like album that really like stood out this summer as like the album of the summer, I couldn't really do that. Just off the top of my head, I know Doja came out with an album, Kanye came out with an album recently, Donda, Drake came out with an album, Lorde came out with an album, I think Taylor Swift did, and Lil Nas is about to drop something in a couple weeks. Like it's like a lot of music. And personally I feel like this is like fully an unpopular opinion. Lorde's new music just wasn't doing it for me. And I know like there's some like debate in like the Lorde fandom of like whether or not like Solar Power was like a good piece of work. I'm not saying that it wasn't good per se, it just wasn't my thing. And like I understand, like I fell in love with Lorde when I was like 13 listening to Pure Heroin. Like Royals and Tennis Court was my shit. I just was not mentally prepared for like the change that was happening in the music, and I understand like there's been a lot of time in between Pure Heroin and now, but I just think I like that style more than like this. Like I reacted to Lorde's first single. It might have been Solar Power. It's the one that goes, "Can you reach me? No, you can't." Is that Solar Power? And when I reacted to it the first time, I wasn't like wowed. Like I was kind of like underwhelmed, if I'm being honest. Like the video itself was cute, like her like running around on the beach being all ethereal and stuff, but like at that time I wasn't like really sold on like the song or really like the album as a whole, and I don't think my opinion changed too much from then, I'm sorry to say. And another artist I feel like I don't really understand, really I haven't learned to like appreciate them as much as like Taylor Swift. Like no hate to her or her music, but it just really doesn't speak to me, and like that's really sad because a lot of my friends are like hardcore Swifties. I just can't listen to her music. Like for me, she's just like one of those artists that like is on like the auto skip. From the stuff that I've heard over the years, it just really is not giving for me. She did eat that on Bad Blood though. Like I just fully remember being like a 14, 15-year-old watching that music video and be like, oh my god. No, but that is the thing. Like you could say whatever you want about Taylor, but you cannot say that her music videos aren't good. Like her music, she does what she needs to do with the music videos. The music itself though, a little questionable. I feel like the music industry has changed a lot in the recent years. Like most of it actually can be thanks to TikTok, to be honest. Like why everything is just like here for like a moment, like there isn't really like any like longevity in anything. But like I feel like we've gotten to a point where we can get past having an album longer than like 20 songs, 17 songs actually. Like if your album is longer than 20 songs, like why am I listening to like a feature-length film? You know, like I get like the point of like telling a story and such like that, but like nowadays, like especially with like streaming, my attention span only lasts for so many songs. I can only listen to like a single person so many times besides Ariana Grande. Before I get tired or bored, just split it up a little bit. Like you're fumbling your own bag too a little bit. Like imagine like why release a 26 song album when you can do two 13 song albums for double the profit and double the content, you know? And on that note, since we're talking about music, I actually don't have a problem with, I know a lot of people are really like sad like nowadays that like artists are making songs like super short. Like it's getting to the point where a lot of songs are like hovering around that 2-minute mark, like 2.5 minutes or shorter. And I understand fully that's because of like streams and the way that music has like evolved over time, but I kind of like it. Like as long as the songs are like actually impactful and like meaningful, like if they're short, then like okay, like I can just like play them over and over again. But like if they're like bad or like clearly just like a cash grab, like if the song's sole purpose is to just have like a 15-second bit that can be viral on TikTok, maybe like save that one for the drafts or like add another verse or like make it a little longer. I'm looking at you, Turkey, later. But other than that, I don't really see a problem with like shorter songs. And like I said, totally not an issue as long as the songs are actually good. And I feel like, quick pivot, Certified Lover Boy by Drake. BBL Drake. You know, the one that's...
I used to be a lover boy. The whole brought me to...
I honestly feel like Certified Lover Boy as a whole album is kind of a flop. In comparison to his other albums, this is like definitely not like his strongest piece. And that's not to say that there aren't hidden gems. But like overall, why does it feel like I've heard these songs before? I'm just gonna say, y'all got on Megan for allegedly not changing her flow and for sounding the same in a lot of songs. But some of the songs on CBBL sound mighty familiar. That said, this part is an unpopular opinion because I feel like a lot of people claim these 3 tracks. Like Way Too Sexy, the BBL anthem. Knife Talk with 21 Savage is also like a low-key BBL anthem. Like I don't know, you could do like a little bounce or something to it. And then No Friends in the Industry because it really does give me like the same kind of energy that Nonstop did. But other than that, I'd say that the album was kind of like unremarkable in that sense. Like there was no real promo or marketing to really get us excited for it besides like those billboards that like popped up on Twitter like a couple days before the album actually released. And I don't know, I feel like the general public gives like Drake too much credit. Like of course he deserves all the accolades, clout, and respect because like he's been in the game for a really long time. Like we may have hyped him up a little bit too much. Like he really didn't like advertise, like have like a really good rollout for this album. Like for example, like Lil Nas X does. And I feel like a lot of rappers and just artists in general could take notes from like Lil Nas X in the way that he does his rollouts because he is a marketing king. Like he does not put out anything without having the entire world knowing about it. And that right there is super smart. Like I actually want to make a full video on Lil Nas X talking about how he can like make every single thing like a moment and how he's like so good at like using social media. So like if you'd want to see a video of me analyzing that, let me know in the comments because I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, there's like no one doing it like Lil Nas. Like Drake put a bunch of pregnant emojis on his album cover. Lil Nas X got pregnant. And since this is a commentary and show review channel, let's get a couple unpopular opinions about shows. I feel like there's starting to be a lack of creativity in a lot of like Netflix originals and just like Netflix shows in general. Like when you think about it, a lot of these shows that have been coming out are basically like copy pastes of each other with like a different coat of paint. Like I just feel like there isn't as much originality in a lot of these shows as there used to be. Like a lot of shows aren't taking as many risks in the sense of like they're not trying anything like extraordinarily new or like groundbreaking. Like there are only so many stories that you can tell in like a high school teen drama without like getting like crazy like Riverdale. And even like Riverdale was at least like inventive in it. I am not a Riverdale hater. I actually do really like Riverdale. I haven't seen like the latest season, but like at least Riverdale takes risks. Like the risks themselves are really interesting. The presentation of how they do it is very, very bad, but it's still like entertaining, you know, like it's different. Like what other show starts off as like a high school mystery and then like has a 7-year time skip and is all of a sudden fighting aliens? Like, you know, maybe that's for a reason, but it's still entertaining to me. I enjoy Riverdale. But like I was saying earlier, there's just like a general lack of creativity and I guess risk taking. And I really don't know for the life of me, what is the biggest risk of making a show, like a typical drama based in college? Like why is that not a thing? Like what is the blocker here? Like college stories would be so much more interesting. Like every single show that's based in college is automatically more interesting. Like there's just so much more that you can do and like tell, and it isn't weird. And if the argument is like, oh, we can't do it because it's not relatable enough, like they're too old, like literally college age students are still children. Okay, maybe not children, but they're like still youthful. Like I am 21 years old and I still do not feel like an adult. But like the options that you have and the stories that you can tell in like a college environment are so much more interesting. Like you have so much more freedom. Like you could have a whole show talking about like frat life and like, I don't know, like the underground life of frats and like have like some twist there. Or you can have like a college coming of age, like trying to figure out who you are as a person. Because like, I don't know why why they had that in high school, because most high schoolers don't know what they want to be regardless, or they change their personality once they get to college anyway. I just feel like there needs to be more like college-based shows. Like the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are Grownish, Dear White People, and The Order, I think. Yeah, like other than that, I don't really know. And this is like a tangent, but I feel like international shows, like international dramas, are so much better than like American dramas. Like all like the Spanish dramas are so much more interesting, and I think that's because they just like get into it more. Like with American dramas, there's just a lot of fluff and a lot of like, there's like random supernatural stuff. With all like the Spanish dramas that I've seen, and like it's just like stuff that can happen in real life. Like people are awful, like people get murked. Like it's terrifying and it's awful, but it also has me hooked. And it's not even like Spanish shows too. Like that one show that I watched, Blood and Water. Blood and Water was so good because it was so dramatic, like actually dramatic. Like most of it didn't seem like manufactured plot, you know, like it didn't seem like too cliche, and I really appreciated that. Like I love that. Like US entertainment, take notes, sincerely. I think I'm gonna leave this off right here. I know this is a short video, but consider this like a pilot for unpopular opinions. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think about these kind of videos, if I should do more of them, if I should not. Of course, the Let's Talk series is still going strong. Just want to try out something a little new. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the bell notifications. Yeah, just do it. Also, you can follow me on social media here at Imurgency, and you can click the link in my description to join the community Discord. We just had like a 500 member giveaway. I gave away like stickers. I gave away these old retro Imurgency stickers. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know when I came out with those. I just gave out 5 of those. So we do giveaways and stuff like that all the time, so make sure that you join to stay informed and stay up with the community. Other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.